Hey there, good looking. Join me for this super sweaty strength workout using dumbbells and then optional a BOSU ball and a TRX. So if you don't have either of those, I'm going to show you options, or maybe you have one or the other, at which point you can join me in some of the exercises and then do the options for the other ones. Now for dumbbells, I recommend a pair of moderate and heavy. For reference, I would have 15s and 20s personally. But again, this is what you consider are moderate and heavy for you. All right, awesome. Let's go get warmed up. Why, hello there. Hey, my name's PJ, and I've been a certified personal trainer for almost 3 decades now, helping men and women over the age of 40 get fit and get fierce. So this is so awesome that you've hopped on and joined this workout. Now let's get warmed up. As I warm up, I'm going to talk about the workout, all right? Deal? Awesome. Feet apart. Let's start with the shoulders. Abs engaged. That just means drawing your belly button in towards the back of your spine. Give me some big arm circles. Let's go backwards and really exaggerate that range of motion. So for our workout, we've got a shorter rest period because I do want to get your heart rates up for this. So it's a 10-second transition. We have 4 moves at which we'll work the back of the body, then the lower body, then the front of the body, and then a cardio move. As mentioned, there'll be different ways that you can do the workout. Say, for instance, I'm using the TRX or the BOSU in the alternative screen, so you can choose which one's going to work for you. And as always, go at your pace and what feels best for you. All right, now open and close the arms. Really open up wide and then pull the shoulder blades apart as you give yourself a hug. Good. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Soften those knees, hands light behind the ears. Push the bum into the wall behind you and drive up again. Learning a hip hinge pattern for those of you that may be doing deadlifts later on while we do TRX hamstring curls. So we want to hinge through that hip crease there, keeping your spine neutral, never feeling our low backs in this, and never rounding our spine. 4 more. And we also don't want to lock out those knees. Yeah? Okay. Last one. All right, keep those feet hip width, keep those hands there, step back with a leg, lunge it down, twist the upper body to that front leg, go back to center, and then do it again. The twist is optional. Maybe you don't like twisting or you shouldn't be twisting. And then how deep you go for your lunge. If you've been with me before, you know you go down with what feels comfortable for the knee joint. Intermediate advance. Now let's see if we can get the knee all the way down to your ground. Last 4. One more each leg. And coming onto the mat, wrists under shoulders, knees apart underneath the hips, getting into the glutes and hamstrings. Left heel presses straight up to your ceiling without hyperextending the spine, working through the glute. So we shouldn't be overarching the back to try to get that foot up there. 2 more. Good. Now keep this leg up, thigh parallel to the floor. Foot flex, straighten the leg to lengthen the hamstring, and then bend the knee to work the hamstring. We have 8. Woo, you feel the back of your thigh? Last 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Knee underneath the hip. Let's do the right side now. Press the heel up. Keep that lower lumbar neutral so we're not overarching the back. Really, we're not swinging that leg up there. Really grip the mat too with your fingertips if you find that you feel pressure in the wrists whenever you're on your hands. Last one. Let's keep the leg up there now. Now, foot flex, straighten, and bend. 2 more. And come on up. All right, we're going to get started. Those of you with the TRX, we're starting with the TRX at mid-length. Those of you with dumbbells, you're going to grab your moderate pair for a hip hinge, and then you'll stay down there for a wide row. Get your BOSU set up as well if you're going to use a BOSU. And Let's get set up. So wide row people, moderate weight. You're going to go wide with that. TRX people, line yourself up with the anchor. All right, now turn your thumbs down. Pull your knuckles as if you're scraping the side of your face, and then straighten the arms. TRX people, the closer you are to under the anchor point, the more challenging the move comes. Please keep this plank position so we're not letting the hips move. And then when the arms are straight, we're also not hanging off the straps. We've got some postural engagement in those upper back muscles even when the arms are straight and we're not doing the actual exercise itself. When the timer goes, we're going to move on to a deep squat, at which if you have the BOSU, we'll put our heels up. Or you can do the alternative, a regular squat, holding on to a dumbbell. So grab a dumbbell. Beginners, no weight maybe. Heels up if you're with me. Dumbbell held close for every option, and take it down. So what the heels up does is allow us to keep the pelvis neutral as we sink into a deeper squat. Quite often when we sink into a deeper squat, we posteriorly tilt and we lose that lumbar spine. Whew. I did a big hike the other day and I feel my legs. 2 days ago, I still feel my legs. Now the next move, I'm going to use the BOSU ball for alternating plank ups. I'm also going to show an option if you can't do a plank up, it's a crush press with your dumbbells touching. And you can also do the plank ups on the ground. One more here. Time. All right, so alternating plank ups, knees or toes, or crush press. For the alternating, that just means what it says, right? We're alternating your lead arm, not leading with the same arm up each time. Feet apart, keep those hips squared. Now, yeah, we're moving with 10-second transitions, like I said, so I can keep a good heart rate response on you. So that means that there's not a lot of coaching in between. But the good news is we have 3 rounds. So you will know exactly what you're doing when we do the second round. We have our cardio coming up next. Time. Woo. Foot is on the dome. We go up and over. All right, making as much impact as you want, or no dome. Up. Good. So remember, any jump that's higher in impact, you can take it down to no impact or not as much impact. It's all based on where you feel like being today, okay? Remember, you don't need my permission at all to work around any of the moves. This is our 4th exercise. We go back to the face pulls or wide rows in 10 seconds. See if we can pick it up a bit here. Time. Woo. All right. You choose dumbbells, TRX, thumbs down for TRX. Get that plank. Halfway. Should be really starting to feel it now. Arms, shoulders, upper back. Heels up for a squat. Time. Woo. Dumbbells optional and heels up are optional as well. Feet wide and take it down. Keeping that upper body upright. So the reason the heels up makes this easier is because we quite often, the lack of mobility in the ankle joint, that really gets that squat looking crappy and makes us do that posterior tilt I was saying we shouldn't be doing when we squat. So here, we help that out. And then with the mobility drills that I always do before our workouts, those will help too with the mobility in the ankles and hips. Whew. Alternating plank ups or crush press. Whew, coming up, time. And crush press, people. If you have a BOSU, place your head and shoulders on it and give me a bridge, okay? Go. If you're doing the plank up with me, keep those hips quiet. Keep the hips down too, so we really work at the core. I lead up and down with the same arm, and then the next rep, I do the other arm. Time. Woo! That was a long 40 seconds. Were you with me on that? It's like, is that ever going to end? Okay, up and over the dome or side to side. You choose how big of an impact you want with the movement, okay? But this is our chance now to get those heart rates up. This is the high intensity part of our HIIT. Great move for the hips here. 10 more seconds and then our final round. Face pulls or wide row with your moderate weights in 3, 2, 1. Woo! All right, I'm grabbing a sip, okay? Start without me. I'll catch up. Go. Face pull, people, remember we start with thumbs pointed down. And then we pull apart, side of the knuckles, coming close to the face, not hanging off the strap, and keeping that plank through the whole rep. Dumbbell, people, you got that neutral spine, that hip hinge we learned in warm up. Knees are soft. Bring the elbows out wide. Squeeze those shoulder blades. Last couple of reps. Come on. One more. Woo, time. All right. Squatting it however you want. Go. So with all this equipment that I have, this is how I quite often train myself and my clients. It's very rare I'll just use all dumbbells for one workout or all TRX. But for programming for an app like Over 50 Fitness, who has all these workouts ads free, or for YouTube, we quite often will just do, one piece of equipment just to make it easy for people to search for the right workout. So I've now gotten in this habit of doing this alternative screen, which is super cool, so that everyone can join in. Time. And then maybe take a look. Maybe you don't own a BOSU and have been thinking about it, and you see what we can do and whether or not you want one. All right, plank ups or crush press. Crush press, people, you want to keep those dumbbells touching. Remember, your head and shoulders can be on the ball as well. So with these 4 moves that we've completed, we've trained everything. Back, bottom, front, core, and heart and lungs. So we're going into a new grouping when we're completed these. The same idea, 360-degree training. Time. Up and over your dome or just side to side it. Yeah, you good? Okay. Make sure that foot is exiting away from your dome. Now when we get to the next grouping, if you're using the TRX, you've got to know how to adjust your TRX quickly. If you don't, get ready to push pause, okay? Because we'll be moving through that quickly, lengthening, and then going back to mid-length quite quickly. Just giving you a heads up. If you don't know how to do it properly, I got a video on that. Time. Woo. All right. We can get the palms away, so facing away, rows, or palms facing your ceiling, rows. So for both dumbbell and TRX, it's placing a little bit more emphasis on your biceps, while we also work the mid-back again, lats and rear delt. For both dumbbell and TRX, don't let those shoulders roll. Keep that core engaged. Chase your plank if you're on the TRX. Maintain neutral spine if you're with your dumbbells. 10 more seconds. And then TRX people, we're doing a hamstring curl. We need to lengthen the TRX, heels in. Everyone else will do a deadlift with your heavy dumbbells. So the easiest way to get your heels in, lie down first and pull your heels in. Legs straight, bum up, curl. So again, if you can't do that in 10 seconds, pause it, try it out a few times, and then join me again, okay? But I do have a video on how to adjust your TRX and how to set yourself up quickly. Deadlift people, you're keeping that neutral spine. Dumbbells close to the body, knees are soft. We're moving into a chest press using the TRX next. If you don't own the TRX, you'll grab heavies for chest press with dumbbells. And again, you can be in a bridge. And if you've got a BOSU, you can have your head and shoulders on the BOSU. TRX people, we got the anchor behind us now. Step away from the TRX. Let's get this first. Knuckles pointed down. Think of a push-up. Drop your whole body down as one unit and then press it back as one unit. Try a couple of reps. And then if you can, walk closer to underneath your anchor, creating more body weight. Keep those knuckles pointed down though. Gaze is straight ahead once you've seen me. And that body's moving as one solid unit. So the bum's not staying back there, okay? Good job. Now, beginners, I want you to have a chair or bench nearby for the next move. We're going to do some burpees, okay? Those of you with the BOSU, you'll join me. Otherwise, you can do a regular burpee or hands elevated on a chair. Start with everybody pressing up and then come down, step or jump back, and then do it again. So when we burpee, we want to make sure that we are taking the legs wide so that we can fully squat. We're not using your spine or rounding your back to get down there. The BOSU really helps, pops us up a couple of feet. A chair really assists, so that's where you would be as a beginner. And then try this hopping back, see if that feels okay for you. If not, step it back one leg at a time. Time. All right, perfect. All right, TRX people. Whew. Palms up row. We want mid-length now. Back to the top. Second round, we got 3 of them. Whew. Hamstring curls or deadlifts in 4 seconds. Give me one more rep. Come on. Whew. Time. TRX people, fully lengthen, both at the same time. Grab the foot straps with 2 fingers. Bring the heels underneath. And you're good to go. Your bum is elevated. It might look like my bum's off the ground. It is. I'm doing my hardest. I actually need to be, you want your feet to be right under the anchor. I was a little too far back. Deadlift people, same thing as last set. Woo, baby. Firing up those hamstrings with this set, that's for sure. Chest press coming up. Time. All right, dumbbells or TRX. TRX people, you got the anchor behind you, and the closer you are under the anchor, the harder the move is. Arms are on an angle, knuckles angling down to your floor. Body's moving as one solid line. If this is a new move to you, you can also stagger 1 foot forward and assist yourself that way. And then for our final set, stagger the other leg forward. Feet apart if you are really beginner, or advanced intermediate, feet together, decrease that base of support. But be strict with the form here. Don't let your mind wander. You got to focus if you're using the TRX on this guy. Time. Whew. All right. So we'll go back to mid-length TRX just to get it set up for that final round. We got burpee presses or just hands elevated. So start with the press and jump or step back, up to you. Remember, feet are wide so that we can accommodate that deep squat. One more round after this. Time. Woo! All right. Palms up, TRX rows, palms facing away from the body, dumbbell rows. Exhale, so those hands come towards the body. Squeeze those shoulder blades. Keep that form. It's our last set. Hamstring curl or deadlifts coming up. One more rep. Time. If you're with me, lengthen, same time. 2 fingers on the straps. Heels in, feet underneath the strap, underneath the anchor. Arms down by your side, bum up, and hamstring curl. And yes, you can get as fast as me with the TRX. I used to teach a lot of TRX, and the more the people came, the easier it was for them to adjust. And before they knew it, they were TRX pros. Whew, almost there. Last couple of reps, come on. Time. All right, chest press, dumbbells or TRX with me. And again, if you've got the BOSU, put your head and shoulders on the BOSU. Go. So we're on our final set, and then we're going to finish this off by hitting the smaller muscles of the arms and shoulders, 1 round only, and then we're done, okay? So just get your head wrapped around that. Burpees are coming up. Time. Woo! If you got the TRX, I want you to put it at mid-length just so we're ready for the arms. All right. We burpee, we press it to start. It doesn't matter if you're pressing air or the BOSU. Everybody's arms come up. Every arm's down, and then do it again. Time. All right. TRX triceps or one dumbbell, preferably the heavy, behind the head. Extensions. TRX people, hands are about forehead height. Keep the elbows forward while we bend only the elbow joint, bringing the hands to the side of the head. Now here's the important cue, TRX people, are you're keeping the tush in. Everything's coming forward in one solid plank. Now, once you got that, make it harder. Walk more under the TRX. Again, just one round. Next exercise will be bicep curls. This is my favorite TRX move though, right here. Time. Oh, man, I love it. All right, moderate dumbbell in each hand or use the TRX. Palms facing up, keep the elbows up, curl the hands to the shoulders while the elbows still point up. So now the elbows aren't coming down to our side like they were for our row pattern. Oops, sorry, I think I just hit the mic with the TRX. You might have just got a lot of feedback. My apologies. It's hard to find good help nowadays, isn't it? Couple more reps and then moderate weight dumbbells. Everybody will grab for shoulder presses. Whew. All right, I'm going to try some 15s. This might not be pretty, but hey. Ready? Here we go. Now, if you can't press above the shoulder, grab a light pair and do some side lateral raises. Oh yeah. Let's get one more rep in. Come on. Woo! Time. Bravo, you. All right. Shake out the arms. Grab a sip of water. Please don't leave me yet. I need to cool you down. So just grab some water and then we'll get into some stretches. All right. While you're sipping water, keep moving those feet. The water bottle's down. Maybe shake out the arms. So yeah, that was a workout that would be very similar to what I would do. All right, I'd pick a front of the body or back of the body and then superset that with an opposite muscle group and then go back to the upper body in the area we didn't hit with the first exercise and then boost my heart rate up with a body weight drill. It's a really efficient and effective way to train. So I like it. Hope you did too. You can leave a comment down below. Tell me what you thought. Unless you hated it, then, move on. There's other workouts out there. All right, let's get our left knee on the mat. Now, we learned how to turn this hip flexor stretch last workout, or maybe I'm about to show you. I think actually it's next week's workout I'm going to show you. So I'm going to save the fun for next week. This one here, I want you to keep the knee underneath the hip, squeeze the glute, inhale that left arm straight up, exhale, lean away. You'll know what I mean next week when you watch, and not watch. You better not be watching the video while you're doing the video. So here we're getting in the hip flexors, which is uber important. They tend to be a really tight muscle group with a lot of us due to the increased sitting we might do in a day. And then they also tighten up and strengthen when we do our squat patterns. So now, let's take it even a little deeper. So we're going to make this into a little bit of a hip flexor and then get into the quad maybe a bit. And essentially the hands are underneath the shoulders right beside this front foot. And now just drop that left hip down to your ground. Now, if you want a bit more, you can take this right arm and reach it up and twist. And then if it's available to you, look up at the fingertips. And release. Let's do the other side. Right knee under hip. Lunge forward, squeeze that right glute, tuck the tailbone under, inhale that right arm straight up. Exhale, lean away. Couple more breaths. And now let's widen that stance. Bring the hands right underneath the shoulders. Drop that right hip. You might even let this left knee kind of drop out a little bit. And then if you'd like, take this left hand, bring it towards the shoulder, and then reach it up. And if it's available to you, take your gaze to the ceiling as well. Back to center. Bring the knees under the hips, feet apart, hands slightly ahead of the shoulders. Really open up the hands for me, so hands are wide. Grip the mat with your fingertips, tuck your toes under, and now press your hips for downward dog. So the legs, the feet are in a straight line. The hips are being pressed up. Softness in the knees. Ears beside the biceps. And if you want to pedal your downward dog, go for it. This is one drill that's really nice, the pedaling, to help increase that mobility in the ankle joint, like I was mentioning for our squat patterns. And then heel still, try to push the hips up a little higher. Take the knees to the ground. Let's get into the hamstrings. On the back, knees bent, left leg extends. Hands can come behind the thigh if that's available to you. And I want you to pull the leg in, and by all means, have the knee bent a bit if you need to. But pull it in, but if it starts to shake, let it go, all right? Let it go to where the shaking isn't happening. It might be way back here. That is totally fine. You'll progress. But the shaking is just your central nervous system telling your brain that the stretch is too much. And the muscles are actually contracting and trying to stop you from stretching. Now, if you are trying to increase your flexibility, it is not as easy to increase like it is cardio strength. But with consistency, you will see little nudges on the needle. So just be patient and be kind to yourself. Left ankle over right thigh. Pull that leg in if you're able to, or maybe just keep the foot on the ground. Left foot to ground, right leg up. Find that stretch for behind the thigh, what feels best for you. Back of the neck is long. Again, honoring the signals that your body's telling you. Ankle crosses over the leg, right here, maybe just right where you want to be. If you want to increase it, left foot up off the ground, hands behind that left thigh. Feet hip width apart, bring the arms out, palms up, lined up with the shoulders. Spinal twist, getting also into the pecs. So drop both knees to your left and then turn your gaze to your right. If you want to take it a bit deeper, take that left ankle and hook it to the outside of that top knee. Gaze is soft, or maybe your eyes are even closed. Just enjoying these last few minutes. You worked hard. You showed up. You did your best. You should be damn proud of yourself. Back to center. Feet hip width. Get the pelvis neutral again. And now let's drop the knees to the other side. Turn your gaze to your left. And once again, if you want to make this a little deeper, right foot hooks on the outside of that top knee. Now, I did mention at the beginning of this stretch that we're also stretching your chest. For some of you, this will be quite intense, and you might not even be able to have your arms on the ground, at which point I do encourage you to build your ground up with pillows or yoga blocks, however high you need to. For others, you won't feel a thing, so you might be in between the two. You can go into cactus arms. That might increase the stretch a little bit more for you. Couple more breaths. Back to center. Bring the knees into the chest. Bring the hands on top of the knees and just draw circles with the knees. So thank you so much for joining me today. If you're here on YouTube and want to work with me further, that would be absolutely amazing. There's a couple of ways you can do so. Down in the description, you'll see an opportunity to support the channel with our Patreon community, or maybe give my Over 50 Fitness app a try, and there's a 14-day trial down below. Let's go the other way now. Two more times. Nice. Roll to one side. Use your arms to press yourself up. Put a smile on your face, because like I said, you're bloody awesome. Thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to seeing you next workout. See you soon. Hey, don't forget to drop a comment. I want to hear from you. Bye.